All right, today we're tackling a big one, something super universal, the ego's endless, relentless pursuit for, well, for more. So let's just jump right in with a question, and I think you're going to feel this one. Why is it that enough never really feels like enough? You know, no matter what you get, what you achieve, there's always this little voice whispering that the real goalpost is just a little bit further down the road. Well, that feeling, that nagging sense that we're not quite there yet, the source material has a name for it. It's called the constant feeling of lack. It's this deep down, kind of unsettling feeling that something is missing from the picture. And this feeling of lack, it doesn't always look the same. It kind of shows up in two main flavors. Sometimes it's right there on the surface, you know? It's that conscious thought, that voice in your head saying, I'm not worthy, or I'm not good enough. But other times, it's way sneakier. It's this unconscious, intense craving, a powerful wanting or needing for something. You can't even put your finger on what it is, but man, it creates this restlessness that just won't quit. So where the heck does this come from? This constant need for more. According to our source material, it all points back to one thing, the ego. And more specifically, what it calls the ego's bottomless hole. Okay, so when we say ego or egoic mind, we need to be really clear. We're not talking about your true self. Not at all. It's a derived sense of self. It's totally constructed from external things, your job, your car, what people think of you. It's almost like this phantom identity that needs to latch onto things in the outside world just to feel like it exists. And because it's so fragile, it has to be defended and fed all the time. It's a full-time job. And this is where the real problem starts. The ego feels that lack, that emptiness, and it takes it literally. It thinks there's an actual hole inside of you. And its only strategy, the only tool in its toolbox, is to try and fill that hole with stuff from the outside. This is what kicks off that compulsive, frantic chase for more that can literally take over our entire lives. So this desperate need to fill that void, it leads directly to the ego's #1 strategy. A strategy that is, by the way, completely flawed. And that is the compulsive chase for more. So what's on this compulsive shopping list? Oh, you'll recognize this stuff for sure. We're talking possessions, more money, big success, power, being recognized, and yeah, even that one special relationship that you're just convinced is going to be the thing that finally completes you. The ego is 100% certain that if it can just tick off everything on this list, that hole will be filled and everything will be perfect. But, and this is the absolute kicker, it doesn't work. Even when people get everything they thought they wanted, that feeling of satisfaction, it just evaporates. It's temporary, and pretty soon they find out that the hole is still there. Why? Because it's bottomless. You literally cannot fill an inner emptiness with outer things. It's a fool's errand. And this is how we get trapped in this totally futile cycle. It goes something like this. First, you feel that void, that deep sense of incompleteness. That feeling then triggers this frantic chase for something external to fix it. Maybe you get it, and for a little while, just a brief moment, you feel satisfied. But it never lasts. The feeling fades, the void comes back, sometimes it feels even bigger than before, and bam, you're right back at the start of the cycle. Okay, so if trying to fill the hole from the outside is a dead end, then what's the alternative? Well, this is where things get really interesting. The whole perspective shifts to a pretty radical idea, and it all starts with understanding the things that you are not. You see, the ego's entire game is to build an identity by grabbing onto external labels. It looks at your stuff, your job, your social status, your opinions, your belief systems, and it stitches them all together and says, see, this is me, this is who I am. And then the source material just drops this bomb on us. It's incredibly simple, but so profound. It says, none of these is you. Just let that sink in. Your job is not you. The money you have is not you. Your political party, your favorite sports team, none of it is you. They are just things you're associated with, things that are passing through your life, but they are not the core of who you actually are. So, how does that land with you? The source asks this directly, and it's a great question. Is that idea scary? The thought that you aren't all these things you've built your identity around? Or is it actually a massive relief? Is it freeing to know that your real value has nothing to do with any of that temporary, external stuff? This whole realization that you are not your labels, It's all leading up to the final and maybe the most powerful idea we're going to talk about today. And that's the concept of learning to die before you die. I mean, just think about it for a sec. What really happens when we die? Everything we identified with gets stripped away, right? Your job, your money, your reputation, even your physical body. It's all gone. Death is the ultimate, final act of letting go of everything that isn't the real you. So here's the secret. The secret of life, from this point of view, is to practice that stripping away now while you're still alive. It's about voluntarily letting go of your attachment to all those false ideas of who you are. That's what it means to die before you die. Because when you do that, you get to find out what's left over. And the thing that's left, that core essence of your being, that's the part that can't die. And that's where we'll leave it, with this one last, pretty deep question to chew on. If you really did it, if you let go of your attachment to your stuff, your accomplishments, your personal story, all of it, what would be left? Who would you be if you let it all go?